Okay, so welcome Alex. A fantastic first season, undefeated. You must be proud.
Really proud, yeah. It's gone a lot better than I thought at the start. Early days, we looked a little bit disjointed. Everyone was still gelling. Didn't really know our best sort of formation or best 11, but since then we've gone from strength to strength. Everyone's played their part, and it's been brilliant to be champions first year.
Tell us about that journey, because in pre-season, leaking a lot of goals, not winning games as consistently as in the championship.
Yeah, I think at the start it was difficult because we had to kind of guess where a lot of people played. Some people hadn't played all that much football, 11 aside, growing up. So we had to kind of find a balance between fitting people in and letting people play where they want to play. And at the start that was quite difficult. But as we kind of trained and played a few games, it became apparent where people were best. And through discussing with some of the senior management, we kind of found a formula that worked really well. And once we had that formula, we went on a good run.
Welcome Will McAvoy. Thanks for taking the time to be with us today.
You're welcome.
I know you haven't lifted the trophy yet, but is it fair to say this must be one of the proudest moments of your footballing career?
I mean, I'm going to say yes. It's been a long journey. As soon as when Alex Dabertanson first came to me and said, let's build this, let's start this up, I think no one expected it to go this far. The fact that the team's gelled so well together, to win the league in our first season is going to be fantastic. And as long as my shoulder can hold it, that trophy's going straight above my head. It's going to be beautiful.
Talk to us about your injuries then. They've really taken their toll this season. From the outside, it looks like since physio Andy Lyle's left for 3 months, it's all gone downhill.
I mean, the groin problems have improved since he left, certainly. That was sort of a torrid time when he was first here. But since then, I have gone a bit downhill. It's been from calf to shoulder to ankle. Hopefully next season he can be back in the fray and sort of patch me back up and sort of deal with me in the way that I need to recover.
From the outside, you can see that the real brotherhood of the team is something that's obviously making the team even play better.
Yeah, I think a lot of that actually comes down to the social sides, the design of the Facebook page, Twitter feed, and all the people behind that. So yourself, Sam, have made it something that everyone's really proud to be a part of, because it's got that kind of extra bit of fun aside from the actual football.
Do you plan on continuing the club's sponsorship deal with SEPA next season, considering the ejection of cash that you're going to get from joining the Premier League?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a chat between myself and the board and senior management. But absolutely, yeah, we definitely want to continue with SEPA, and their support behind the scenes has been fantastic.
Speaking of injuries, do you feel like they may have led to some of the rumours in the papers that we're seeing about alcohol consumption? Talk to us a bit about that.
I think papers will make up anything they want to make up, Michael. Sometimes they make up stories just to get the readers, and sometimes they just try and bring you down. But I think that I'm quite strong-willed, and I'll always be there, and I'll always put my best in for Royal Wales. And I think my fitness is one of my main priorities. So aside from the injuries, I'll always put Royal Wales before myself.
What would you say was the biggest surprise of the season?
I think the biggest surprise was probably going forward. I thought it was going to be tough, making a lot of chances, but Callum Duncan up top, unbelievable, and the amount of goals he's provided for us. Sam out wide, those two I've been really, really impressed by, and that's actually given us the platform to win games. So defensively, obviously we spoke about conceding a lot of goals pre-season. Joe and Andrew Donkin have been fantastic in there, but having that goal threat allowed us to kind of have the confidence that if we did concede a few, we could just outscore the opposition easily, and finishing with a plus 50 goal difference, I think, is proof of that.
You mentioned Sam and Callum there. Let's talk about the sack effect.
Yeah.
54 goals out of 72 between the three of you. Not
yeah.
bad.
Oh, it's just been fantastic, hasn't it? Certainly for myself, knowing that if you give Sam or Callum the ball, more often than not, they're gonna either score or set someone up. So having that has been fantastic. Throw it on corners and set pieces, free kicks. There's always someone that can create something, and I think the three of us have worked really well in a partnership. Played, I think, almost all of the games, maybe only one or two where we weren't all together, and sort of having us on there, I always was confident that we would score and create things.
Now we're finished with the interview part. We're going to move on to a game, and this game is called Blindfolded Shameless Merchandise Plug Game.
Okay.
So we're now going to blindfold you.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to pass over the first piece of merchandise.
And I've just got to say what I think it is.
Yeah,
I think that is that the Royal Welsh scarf?
that is the Royal Welsh scarf. Correct.
Yeah.
You can put that on if you like.
Oh, my eyes were so closed.
Second piece of Royal Welsh merchandise.
I feel like Daredevil. Oh, is that the Royal Welsh cover for FIFA 16?
It is correct. Well done. That way.
Available all good video stores.
And finally, the third piece of Royal Welsh merchandise.
Something that I don't have to use much, but I think it's a brush. Shoe brush? Is that
It-
Royal Welsh shoe brush?
It's just a brush.
It's just a big.
Well done. Yeah, that's 3 out of 3. We're going to play another game. We're going to play Most Likely Player 2. You ready?
Go.
Most likely player to get caught smelling socks in the changing room.
Andy Lyle.
Yeah, I'd agree with that one. Yeah, Andy Lyle.
Andy Law. Most likely player to punch a referee.
Andrew
Andrew
Donkin.
Reasons?
Look at him.
He's just a Geordie. It's in his nature, isn't it? So.
Fair enough. Most likely player to chunder on the pitch due to a hangover.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think even someone like Ed Miller might do that.
Ed Miller,
Ed Miller.
killer. That's
Bit
yeah,
of
it's
a dark
quite like
horse in that sort of area.
Tom Mack, I
Tom
think,
Mack, yes,
has
Tom
come
Mack.
close on a few occasions. One time where we had to sub him off after about 10 minutes, I think, due to a hangover. So
It's just a matter of time.
Tom Mack, I think, for me.
Most likely player to play with a broken bone.
I would actually give that to Will. I think he'd run through.
I may have done
walls.
previously.
He probably has actually played with a broken bone of some sort, yeah. And he gets injured too much anyway, so it's got to be him.
On the other end of the scale, most likely player to ask to be subbed off with a slightly grazed knee.
I'm thinking Andrew Duncan, the time
Actually, Andrew Duncan.
he screamed when his ankle was broken, and he
time?
did say, "I've broken it."
Which
and, Which time? This was the first time.
Oh, okay, the first time, yeah.
When he came back on after about a minute.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, Duncan.
100%.
Most likely player to streak at a football game.
Ed Francis, I think. Actually, he'd
Dark
definitely
horse.
that for the Worlds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Packing as well.
Most likely player to do the robot celebration after scoring a goal.
Mike De Bruyne, Peter
Yeah.
Crouch. I've owned Peter Crouch.
Our own Peter Crouch. Yeah, Mikey for me.
Most likely player to turn up at the wrong pitch.
Louis Peacock Young.
Louis Finkel Young, and not just the wrong pitch, but about a week after the game was meant to be played as well.
Most likely player to dive for a decision.
I mean, definitely didn't do that in pre-season.
Initially, I'm thinking Sam or,
I would go
Will.
Sam. I'd go Sam Dowson.
I think you're more likely to die actually.
Take a
than Sam.
touch. Take a touch and go
Will's
down.
arms have gone up in the air a few times.
They have, haven't they?
There's a sniper about,
That's
boys.
Will.
Watch out.
Most likely player to have the biggest Rabona.
Bonus.
Danny Strem.
Danny Strem.
Danny Strem, absolutely. Yeah, that
I thought
thing's
that might be
massive.
answer.
Hang a
Most
towel
likely
off it.
player to be vice captain.
Ooh. I mean, there's a lot of candidates out there.
For me, it comes to one of the centre backs who I think we
Yeah.
all know his name. He's coming at the start of the season.
Played very well.
He's played very well. He's played a lot of games.
He wins a lot of headers back there, and he
Wins most of the
defends.
headers. He
keeps us in
defends
games quite
brilliantly.
often. Like,
Yeah, and I wasn't that good mates with him before this year.
I didn't really know him that well, to be
No.
honest.
And it's mainly through the Barnes boys that we got
Can I have that
introduced
game
to.
back, please?
Yeah.
And scarf.
Mainly, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, it's definitely
It's
Joe
definitely
Dowson. Joe Dowson, yeah.
Okay, cut there. Finally, between the two of you, what are your hopes for next season? Do you think this team can go on to even bigger and better things?
Yeah, personally, I do think we can challenge for Division 1. So FC Junction, who we lost to in the Cup, got promoted from the Championship and then are now second in Div 1. And we were unlucky against them, lost 2-1. So I fully expect us to top 3 finish. Obviously, I'll have a chat with Ashley Dowson, the chairman, see what our expectations are, because his expectations are high, but he doesn't know the quality of this squad and the investments there. So no reason why we can't challenge.
I think this season's been the perfect grounding for us. I think moving through the season we've developed and progressed as a team. Even up until the last game of the season, we've still been getting better and better. So I think a lot of hard work in pre-season. Have a look at the numbers, who we need, see if we need to bring in a few more players maybe. A few games we'll be struggling, but I think moving forward, I see no reason why we can't go and beat them second year in a row.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Michael. Thank you.
Cheers, Michael.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
@RoyalWales FC.